Hello there, welcome to News from Nepal Television. I am Smithu Giseng Tamang. Let's begin with the top stories for this afternoon. Electoral process for November 20 elections begins from today. Parties asked to submit closed list under proportional representation system today and tomorrow. Death toll in the landslides that struck different parts of Assam reaches 21, 2 still missing, search and rescue underway. Also issued. Bayern also faces its first defeat of the season. Welcome back. The news in detail. The process for the November 20 elections for the House of Representatives and the Provincial Assembly has started from today. Political parties are submitting a closed list of candidates under the proportional representation system today and tomorrow as per the calendar unveiled by the Election Commission. As per the schedule, parties can correct the name list of the candidates from September 20th to 25th. Similarly, the period from September 26th to October 2nd has been fixed to revise and submit the final closed list of candidates. There's a provision in the House of Representatives Election Act that the names of candidates must be submitted according to the principle of inclusiveness. The Commission will appoint the election officer and the chief election officer on September 27th to start the direct election process. Candidacy registration under the first-past-the-post system has been slated for October 9. The Commission has also made it clear that the person whose name is included in the closed list for proportional representation cannot become a candidate under first-past-the-post system. The House of Representatives will have 110 members elected from the proportional election system, while 165 members will be elected under the first-past-the-post election system. The political parties have intensified efforts to finalize a name list of candidates under the proportional electoral system for the upcoming House of Representatives and Provincial Assembly elections. In this regard, the main opposition CPN-UML is holding its secretariat meet to finalize name list of candidates. The meet held on Saturday ended by holding discussions over the issue. UML leader Prithvi Subba said discussions are on to prepare the parameters for finalizing the 110 candidates for House of Representatives and 220 candidates for the Provincial Assembly under the proportional electoral system, while considering the aspect of inclusion as well. The meeting of office bearers ruling CPN Maoist Centre is also underway at its party headquarters in Paris Dada to finalize the candidates under the proportional representation system. The death toll in the landslides that occurred at different parts of Assam district has reached 21. 22 dead bodies have been recovered from Kamal Bazar municipality and Turmakand and Dhakari rural municipalities, according to District Police Office Assam. The search is underway to find 2 persons who have gone missing. According to Acting Chief District Officer Dipesh Rizal, 11 persons were left injured, while 3 of them have been airlifted to Surkhet Provincial Hospital for treatment. The district has incurred huge loss of lives and properties. Time for a break now. We shall be back with more updates. Do stay tuned. Welcome back. The remaining updates. Following the recent high-level visit of the Chinese officials in Nepal, the shipments from China began entering Nepal via Rasuwagar border point. China had earlier closed the border point, reasoning spread of coronavirus infection in Kirong region. With the resumption of import, people's movement has gained pace. In the past 3 days, 56 Chinese containers entered Rasuwagar, Nepal, according to border security. Chief District Officer Navaraj Jaishi said all containers have been sent to Kathmandu via Siafaru Mailung as the Pasang Lamo highway was obstructed. The police informed that among the goods include ready-made garments and dried fruits. 7 containers are carrying the construction materials for hydropower projects being built in Nepal. Now the international. Nearly 2 million people have been urged to evacuate their The UN's nuclear watchdog IAEA says Ukraine's huge Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant has begun receiving power from the national grid once again. Shelling in the area damaged power lines connected to the plant. All 6 of its reactors are in a state of cold shutdown, but the plant needs external power to cool its reactors and defend against the risk of a meltdown. The IAEA says the situation of the plant, which is held by Russian forces, has improved but remains precarious. A team of nuclear experts from the IAEA traveled to Zaporizhzhia, Europe's largest nuclear plant, at the beginning of the month. Time again for a break. We shall see you at the other side with more updates. Welcome back. You're watching English News on Nepal television. More from International Front. US President Joe Biden has arrived in London ahead of the funeral of Queen Elizabeth II on Monday. Biden is among some 500 heads of state and foreign dignitaries coming to London for a gathering of world leaders not seen for decades. The Prime Ministers of Canada, Australia and New Zealand are already in the UK. Controversy surrounds some of the guests invited, such as Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. Many of the guests are expected to pay their respects to the Queen at her lying-in state in Westminster Hall and sign a book of condolence at Lancaster House. The 2 leading candidates for Brazil's presidency for the 2022 elections campaigned in their opponents' territories. President Jair Bolsonaro went to Pernambuco state, northeastern Brazil, including the city where his opponent and former president Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva was born. In the 2018 elections, Bolsonaro only had 33.5% of the votes in Pernambuco against the Workers' Party candidate Fernando Haddad, 66.5%. Polls by Datafolha show Lula ahead of Bolsonaro 47% to 32%, giving the challenger a commanding lead in the run-up to the October 2 vote. We have more updates lined up at the other side, but before that, let's take a look at what we have coming up next. Two Argentine couples were crowned Tango World Cup winners in Buenos Aires. Constanza Vito and Ricardo Estrada were awarded first place in the stage tango category. Another couple from Argentina, Cynthia Palacios and Sebastian Bolivar, were unrivaled in salon tango. The final round took place on an open-air stage with the Buenos Aires obelisk as background. 560 competing couples took part in the championship. The tango, a musical genre that includes dance, music, poetry and singing, was declared in 2009 an intangible cultural heritage of humanity by UNESCO. Now to sports. Augsburg stunned defending Bundesliga champions Bayern Munich 1-0 in their Bavarian derby on Saturday. The defeat was Bayern's first of the season to a team that games in the Bundesliga without a win. And before we wrap up, the headlines one more time. Electoral process for November 20 elections begins from today. Parties asked to submit closed list under proportional representation system today and tomorrow. Death toll in the landslides that struck different parts of Assam reaches 21. 2 still missing. Search and rescue underway. So faces its first defeat of the season. This brings us to the end of our news bulletin. We shall be back with the next one at 6 this evening. Till then, goodbye. Namaste.